Hello, my name is Tiana Otsuka, and my presentation is called Trafficked. So, what is human trafficking? Human trafficking is a crime that entails the exploitation of people for a variety of different reasons. One is forced labor, another is sexual exploitation, and involuntary servitude through coercion, fraud, or force. Um, Human trafficking infringes upon fundamental human rights, and this is a form of contemporary slavery. Human trafficking often involves organized criminal networks that operate across borders, making this a complex and very challenging crime to combat. These networks may involve recruiters, transporters, facilitators, and buyers who all profit from exploiting individuals. And again, this doesn't stop with one area. These people can be transported all around the world. Okay, so for the article that I read, there were three women. Louisa, she left her home from Uzbekistan when she was 22 years old, and she moved to a new state in search of employment. And then there's Mary, who left when she was 17 years old. She also left her home city in Nigeria so she could find other opportunities making money. And then Kwan, um, they they were trafficking her, but they wanted her to produce babies. And she was from Myanmar. So diversity and inclusion challenges. So all of these females came from very poverty-stricken environments where they were forced to find work elsewhere from where they originally were. So one of the people migrated, one of these people that have migrated to a new country or a new state, they face different types of challenges. So, you don't have a lot of money if you're moving to a different place. You may not have family there. You can be more susceptible to being exploited because you don't have a background or a family to help you. And then also, a lot of times when immigrants go to a different country, they're marginalized, and that just makes them even more at risk for being trafficked. So human trafficking disproportionately affects marginalized and vulnerable populations. So discrimination, social exclusion, economic disparities, and lack of access to education and opportunities can greatly increase their vulnerabilities. Inspiration. So survivors of human trafficking are incredibly inspiring individuals who have demonstrated resilience, strength, and the capacity to rebuild their lives after experiencing these intense traumas. Luisa became a powerful advocate, and she now advocates for other women about human trafficking and the impacts of the impact it has on individuals and the communities. And she really uses her experience to shed some light on the realities of trafficking. She uses that also to break down stereotypes and advocate for changes in policies and systems. Kwan found comfort in local organizations where she could also share her story. So survivors often play a crucial role in supporting and empowering other survivors. The understanding and unique challenges that they experience can be a form of bonding and trust building. And these were inspiring because she chose to share her life with other people in hopes that she could also help somebody. So one important thing that I learned by researching this story is I learned that survivors have have to overcome unimaginable hardships and traumas. And despite these severe exploitations they have endured, they find strength and perseverance to rebuild their lives and to regain a sense of themselves. Their story of resilience can inspire others facing this difficult circumstance, and it can remind them that anything is possible and they too can heal and also thrive. So how do we prevent trafficking? Human trafficking requires a collective efforts from individuals, communities, governments, and organizations. This is not just a one thing problem. You have to kind of go at this at a holistic approach. So reaching out and to support volunteer individuals in the to support voluntary individuals in the community. This can provide resources, mentorship, guidance for those who may be at risk, especially for those who are like runaways and homeless youth, migrants, refugees, and individuals that are just facing economic hardship. You can contribute your time, resources, or skills to organizations who work in combating human trafficking. You can volunteer, donate, or try to do a fundraiser for anti-trafficking initiatives, shelters, hotlines, and survivor support programs. And then you can also learn about local hotlines that you can, pass on this information if you know somebody that might be at risk of this. And you can encourage individuals to report suspicion or concerns about potential trafficking cases to the proper authorities. And then reporting can help law enforcement intervene and rescue sometimes or dismantle trafficking networks. Conclusion. So what sets human trafficking apart from other forms of migration or labor is that the absence of the victim's consent. Traffickers exploit vulnerabilities such as poverty, lack of education, social exclusion, migration status, and they use this to control their victims. While both men and women can be victims of human trafficking, women and girls are disproportionately affected, particularly in cases of sex trafficking. Additionally, children are also particularly vulnerable and are trafficked for various purposes, including child labor, child soldiering, and sexual exploitation. So it is crucial to raise awareness about human trafficking, support victims, and implement effective measures to prevent, identify, and prosecute those involved in this crime. Government laws and law enforcement agencies, NGOs, and international organizations are actively engaged in combating human trafficking through legislation, enforcement, victim support services, public awareness campaigns, and international corporations. These are my references. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.